how in nature that the atoms can create one molecule. There's nothing, they stop right there. They can show you a molecule and show you an atom, but they can't see how it naturally evolves into a molecule and on up the chain. They just don't teach that into school. Nothing that. And the guy from Australia said, oh, that's anti-science. And he left. I'm sorry, I can't talk about that. That's anti-science. And he split real quick. Like he thought he was going to get in trouble or something for talking about it.
Well, of course, you're right there, facts. You know, science has got a very shut and closed down paradigm of education. They have been educated through a very clandestine group of teachings, which seem to be an authority, seem to be authentic, seem to be the leader of technology and thought, you know. And of course, it's all given by the Illuminati. It's all given by, you know, the educational system. You know, there must be some higher overarching agenda, or you might say some sort of curriculum that governs the thought that steps down through all of the stages of separation, you know, all of the compartmentalization of the education system that steps down through the scientific paradigm. There must be something that keeps people under the umbrella of that seclusion of secrecy that says we are the elite knowing ones of the earth and you are the authorized ones to speak into the media, to speak into the education departments, to speak into, you know, the public arena. You are the ones given the information. You are the ones with the secret knowledge. You are the ones to be respected and honored, and you are the higher elite of the class, you know. And so all of this is given a separateness to these people and a superiority complex, you know, that means that they can only speak what is given to them to speak. And of course, if you contradict it, what's going to happen is that you'll get the response that you got, you know, that's anti-science or whatever. In other words, it doesn't fit my paradigm. You know, if it doesn't fit their paradigm, they can't talk about it. And you'll notice also it happens in every other form, you know, like whether it be politics, education, whether it be any form of specialization, it's all governed from a curriculum from above, from compartmentalization, compartmentalization. So it's all guarded secrets, and it's all specified and secret, and therefore the people who are in those clubs think that they're so special and privileged, and they are the governors of the classes beneath them. And you cannot educate those people. Why would you want to? They have a stream of energy running down from some higher paradigm that dictates the things of the earth, you know. They dictate the paradigms in education and politics of the earth, and they're coming as an alien intrusion into this earth. You know, you cannot flow uphill against the downflow of this kind of river of cover-ups, this river of corruption. You know, they are paid and bought for. These people have been paid and bought for, you know, the heads of universities, the heads of scientific departments, the heads of all of these educational media outlets. They've all been bought and paid for, and they're being well paid for continuously. And they bring the adherents into their folds that are willing to participate with the secrecy and elitism of the structure. You know, you cannot compete with the deluge. You cannot compete with the deluge of corruption that's coming forth as the authentic, authorized version. You know, you cannot compete with all of that authorized version, which is well paid for and is a deluge, it's a volume, it's flowing down, and all the media are sucking it at the bottom. All the people are sucking at it at the bottom. It's a flow of distortion that cannot be argued with. And yet the weight of all this corruption is a suppressive force against the knowledge of the truth. And eventually, the knowledge of the truth within each individual will start to spark up and arc up, and people will begin to see through the BS that flows down as the food that they are expected to eat. You know, I'm telling you now, people are fed up with it. It's the Fed, it's the Federation, it's the Galactic Federal Light, it's the Federation of all states, it's the Fed. We are fed up with the Fed. We have been fed up with it. And the Fed is that program of corruption that's been given as a distortion and an alternative to the truth. And when we've been fed up by the Fed, the Federation, the Intergalactic Federation, the federal states, the Federal Reserve, when we've been fed up with all the Fed, we would decide to eat something else, you know. We're going to decide to eat something else. We can't go on eating that garbage. And I'll tell you what, there are a few people now starting to eat something else. No, I'm not going to watch that media. No, I can see through it. Oh, what a load of rubbish. I can't copy that. No way. No way would I ever perpetuate that. No way would I talk about that. I'm seeing through it, mate. Hey, mate, I'm seeing through that. You can't convince me. No, that's all BS. That's what we're saying today. We're saying that today, you know. Because we can no longer be fed the words of the Fed. You know, we're fed up with it. Yeah? Okay, hand over the mic. Hand over. Come on up there, Michigan Steve. Come on up there, mate. Come on in there, Steve. Come on in.
Alright, guess it's time for me to intervene right now. Steve, put your hand back up. Did you lose mic privileges? There you go. Alright. Come on up, Mike. That's Steve.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys type in a one or something? Okay. Did you hear me say it's like the hive mind? Grant. It's been like that. Jonathan Fleck's been talking about that now for a while. What you're saying is true. Just like what I see in the crest of the bloodline, you can see who is who. And he doesn't speak all the truth, or he speaks part of the truth, not all of it. So, and that's something that I discovered the other day about Emmanuel and Jesus. The word Jesus in Latin, my sister brought it to my attention the other day. I was talking to her, and she hates it when I say that name. She said because it means earth pig, and she says that's the abomination that's in the holy place. It's in the Bible, and that's what God's referring to when He says when you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, let he who reads it understand, meaning Jesus, because it was added in Matthew 25 there underneath the word Emmanuel, which is the true name of the Lord King. That's his true name. So they use the word Jesus through the whole Bible and call him an earth pig through the whole thing.
Okay, so let me come back up again.
So they got 1 billion Catholics praying to the earth pig. That's what they like to call it.
I'm just so into, at the moment, comparing politics, religion, and banking, you know. I mean, these are the three major streams of society, you know. Apparently we all need a currency, you know, which would be banking. We need a currency. Not that it needs to be dollars or fiat currency. It can be just giving from the heart, you know, as far as I'm concerned. It can be community spirit. But we all need some sense of community, and that would be a currency. You know, there's an energy that runs through the members. It's called a current. It's called a current, and it's called currency. it means equity between the members of everyone contributing into the wholeness and everyone being a part of the community. That's what currency is, really. But currency has become something whereby one or two or particular factions can extract energy from other members of community to their advantage and the disadvantage of the others. We have a very willing participation, a sense of participating. We have a very willing nature to be in community. We have a very willing nature and trusting nature to be parts of community. We want to participate with community. We want to be in the flow of things. We want life. We want the creativity. We want the ability to create through currency. We want the expansion of knowledge. We want life. We want community. And yet many have come in and manipulated that power by usurping currency into a thing of usury, a thing of interest, a thing of control, a thing of extraction, a thing of taking energy out of community into the coffers of the many privileged few, who would then use those forms of currency to dictate and control and kill others, you know. So currency is a very important thing. Political things are very important as well. Politics means duality. Now God works through duality. You know, the source of creation, the one source, comes down into two, male, female, comes down into black and white, left, right, up and down, wet, dry, comes into all various forms of politics, polarities. We need polarities to have communication so God's source can know itself in all relationships. It's very important that we have politics, but it must be a way of equity. It must be a way of equanimity. It must be a way of respect and honour for all members in the community. It must be something that it can expand and grow and have diversification. It must be wonderful. It must be beautiful, you know. And religion is a scientific teaching. Religion is something that expresses energy into scientific reality, whereby all of the energies that flow through a community can be expressed into all the great diversity of the requirements of the community. Religion is a way of uniting things together. And of course, all of these major aspects of life have been usurped. They have been usurped and taken over by intruder race lines that have taken power and dictated power and controlled people through their true innocence. People are truly innocent. People are truly innocent. And they respect and honour the system of creation. That how could I be mistaken? How could I be ripped off? How could I be murdered or plundered? I would only give life. And of course they find that there are some factions in life that would come in and rip them off and extract life. And so there's been a big disappointment in the system. And of course it's only been through intruder race lines who entered into a living system. We are a living system that's been plundered by intruders who fell into distortion and separation from God's source, and they have used manipulation to gain energy from other living structures. So we are learning something new. We are learning how to protect ourselves against invaders, which was unheard of in the beginning, you know, but now it's a part of life, it's a part of our structure. So here we are, learning again how to stand up in truth and know the knowledge of things and how to rebuff those things that would come against us. We're learning strength and diversity, power and purity. We're learning how to stand as the Holy Christ, or as the Christ, as we say in the Kathara teachings. We're learning how to stand as the Christ. We don't want to harm another. We respect others and we see where they've come from, but we certainly will not participate with their agendas. We will not let them perpetuate their agendas of siphoning energy through us. We will be givers of rivers of life and not siphoning agencies for the black hole vortex energy, Atlantean Death Star technology. We will not be agencies for the Atlantean Death Star technology. No, we are the Christ. We are the perpetuators of life and the givers of rivers. We stand in truth and will not be rebuffed. We are the ones. And there you go. So, holy ones, living daughters, living sons, we give you life and we say stand firm in the knowledge of the truth that you are, before time, you are the life divine. You are the one to extend life and to bless others, even those who are hurting and even those who are in the black hole systems. We are here to help, to comfort, to offer a new covenant of peace, a new covenant of peace to those who are in the black hole agenda, those who have been sucked in times past and are perpetuating the destructive machinations. We are here to even help them find their true power and resolve, to heal themselves and come into restoration, into perpetual motion life. We are here as healers of the breach, restorers of the breach. We are here, the peoples of the living God, to reach. Here we are. We are the actors on the stage. We are the ones to help and heal and restore all things. So if you can accept that mission, come and do it with me, because that certainly is what I be. I call you into the restorative process, and hope you will all join me. I hope you will all join with me. Anyway, I hand over the mic right now. Come on up there. Anyone who wants to speak, come on up.